believers, welcome to Breaktime. Today's proverb is Proverbs 16:30. Whoever winks with their eye is plotting perversity. Whoever purses their lips is bent on evil. What an interesting perspective. And what Solomon's trying to do is create the image, the picture of nonverbal communication. Have you ever been around somebody and for whatever reason, you know something's not right? There's just something there that makes you feel a little awkward, makes you feel a little uncomfortable. You can't really explain it, but if you look closely, you can probably notice that they're not making eye contact with you. They're talking around you or through you, but they're not necessarily looking at your eyes. So that's a pretty good sign that there might be something going on in their lives. Perverse. Now, what does perverse mean? Perverse typically means that they're going against the grain. They're stubborn. Somebody's stubborn. Perversity means evil practices. And that's where we get our word that we use when we talk about, being perverse. And it's somebody who typically makes you feel uncomfortable. And I've been around people that they've said something and then they'll do a wink to try to persuade me or to get on their level of belief. They're typically very confident. They act very confident kind of people. And their whole agenda about somebody who's perverse, every single part of their fiber of their being is narcissistic. They serve self. But they want you to believe sometimes that they're serving you. And so that's perverse. And so sometimes Solomon tells us to be very careful of the look of the eye. If there's a wink that tries to lure you into a plan, that is a pretty good sign. You can also tell when somebody who's perverse by their jaw structure. I know this sounds really strange, but have you ever been in a room when you can tell somebody is very angry in the room? Their lips are pursed, their jaws are tight, and you can just tell inwardly they're getting ready to explode. Because look at and try to observe why. Typically it's because something is not going in their narcissistic way. Something is not about them, so they're angry. And watch your own self. Watch what happens in your inward being when something doesn't go your way. How do you respond? Do you respond in a perverse way? Do you become very stubborn and rebellious and narcissistic in nature? I hope not, faith leaders. That's not who we are. That's not who God's made us to be. So be careful, because we're always surrounded by those people. Be careful becoming agitated by them. They're very strong in personality, typically. Walk beside them, again, filled with the Holy Spirit, not necessarily to gain their approval, but we get the privilege of walking beside them in holy love, loving them where they are. But there are some warning signs that Solomon says, yes, be cautious, because these are going to be some signs. God bless you today as you walk in holy love.